Hey y'all, it's Stacy. Okay, so this, sorry, there's hair in my mouth. This video is going to be completely different than all my other videos. Today I'm going to be talking about exposure therapy, dealing with my social anxiety. Well, I would say anxiety slash social anxiety because it's mostly social. Now, I used to make these videos all the time on my very first channel I made. It was called Stacy353. Don't ask where I got the numbers from because I don't really know. But, yeah, so, just real quickly, those of you who don't know, I've been dealing with social anxiety since I was 19 years old. I will be 30 in June, so that's basically 11 years. I never had social anxiety in high school. In fact, I was a cheerleader. I was on the dance team. I was involved in everything you can think of. And I was friends with, so many people, and nobody made me nervous. I just was super happy, and, just like I am now, like the same personality, I just didn't have the disorder. And when I was 19, I developed it, and it was a very strange situation. It was an actual, day that I remember that everything changed. And it's really weird. If you want to hear more about it, and you deal with anxiety, let me know, and I can definitely share the story. But, yes, I've been dealing with it for way too long. And I do go to a therapist as well as a psychiatrist as well as a therapist. I do take medication. And I do talk to my therapist, sorry, I always mess with my hair. I do talk to my therapist, usually every 2 weeks or so. But anyways, so one thing, well, let me explain to you kind of how my social anxiety works, so that way you'll kind of know before I tell you what I'm about to do. Okay, so basically, I get really, really, really nervous around people. The reason I'm so open with talking about it and it's become so easy is because for so many years, I didn't really know what it was. This was back in 2002, I think. It didn't have a name, or I guess it did. It just wasn't very common. And, not many people that I didn't know anyone who dealt with it. Nobody. So it was for me, it was very shameful because, here I was just feeling very nervous and awkward around, even my friends, people I had known or had known forever. I worked in a restaurant at this time. I was a waitress. A server, and so when the social anxiety started happening, I was waitressing, not literally actually kind of, I'll tell you that story later, but anyways, when it started happening, I was a waitress, so working became harder, and it was all just kind of a whirlwind. It started off small, and then it progressed into what it is now, which is basically, I hate to even say this because it just sounds bad, but I basically have social phobia. And I know a lot of you who, some people that might know me in real life are possibly seeing this. I don't know who I watch the videos. Some people that, just watch my videos are probably thinking, what? That's crazy. You're so silly and goofy and not going and blah, blah. And it is crazy. That's the toughest part, is that my personality is super, bubbly and outgoing and happy and funny and silly. And then when the disorder takes over, I am like this person that you've never met. It's crazy. I'm nervous. I'm awkward. I'm anxious. I lose my train of thought. Sometimes I say things that don't even make sense because I'm so nervous. I cry. I have crying spells. I even cried inside of a Target one time when I was talking to an employee about something that wasn't even I was just so nervous that my body didn't know what to do. So I cried. It's an awful thing to deal with. There's so many things obviously worse than social anxiety. But this sucks pretty bad because it in a sense overtakes like your whole life, you know. And I'm sorry, I always cry when I talk about it on camera because you know, in a sense I am like bearing, you know, my dark secrets, or, you know, everything like that. So I might cry for a second and then I try to get it together. So okay, enough of that. Anyways, so it's really, really hard for me because, you know, and I'm not like wanting anybody to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, Stacey. No, 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 no. So many people deal with worse things than this, and some, you know, no. The reason I make these videos is because when I was 19, if I knew one person that dealt with this to relate to, it would have made me feel so much better, because I felt so out of place. I still do, but less out of place. I felt so like I was just defected. Like, what is wrong with me? I don't understand. And just knowing that someone else was going through this would have made it a lot easier. So I feel like sharing my story with y'all. I know a lot of people on my channel have anxiety and social anxiety. So yeah. So basically, last time I was talking to my doctor, I let her know that I had not really hung out with anybody in about over 2 years. And I know that's crazy. That's a really long time. And she was really surprised. She was really shocked. And, you know, I told her that I just, you know, I get too nervous to like make plans with someone, because I get scared that I'm going to have an anxiety attack, or I'm going to be there and, like, see how it just like comes out, like, and I start like crying. I'm scared that that's going to happen. I'm just like terrified, or I'm terrified that I'm going to be like awkward, and then I'm going to make them uncomfortable, and it's awful. But yeah, this happens around everybody. Like, nobody is excluded, and it's just awful. So anyways, one thing that we talked about that that I really needed to start doing, and I'm sorry I'm crying. I mean, I can't really help it, and I don't want to go back and edit this because I feel like it's just like raw and it's just me. So, you know, I don't want to like edit it or anything. But yeah, one thing we talked about is she wanted me to try to start doing exposure therapy. Basically, okay, like for instance, just now, Joseph and I were laying down for a nap before he went to work. And when I woke up, I felt really, really nervous and anxious and uncomfortable. And she told me next time I feel like that, I should go somewhere which I would never normally do. I would never normally, when I feel like this, I just want to literally hide under the covers. I don't want to talk on the phone. Most of the time I don't. I don't want to like see anybody, which I don't see anybody anywhere. Except my mom and dad and husband. And yeah, I don't even know what I was saying, but where I was going is she wants me to go somewhere around people, not somewhere too crazy. It's going to be like a mall or something, because then, you know, that really is kind of, you know, putting myself in a bad situation to where I really would freak out big time. But maybe just like a store that's like really not crowded, that I know I'm not really going to see many people. And I told her that I would do that I would try and do that, because she said if you go in the store, yes, your anxiety is going to rise. It could even just rise really high, but eventually it will come down, you know, maybe not all the way, but it has to come down a little bit. And she said if I can just ride out that uncomfortableness and, you know, make it out of the store, then I would feel good, because I would feel like, you know, hey, I just accomplished something. Because normally what I do is, you know, there's the fight or flight theory. You know, either you fight something and you deal with it, or you flight it and you just leave. I'm a flighter all the way. If I go somewhere and like, for instance, if I go into like a Target or something and I start getting really nervous and uncomfortable, sometimes I will get to the point where I'm literally scared that I'm going to faint, black out, something like that, because I will get really lightheaded and all of a sudden things are just like, not necessarily blurry, but like kind of a fog to where I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. And I've never done that, never, but I always leave, because who wouldn't? It's scary. You don't want to faint or black out or something like that. So, she said if I can just fight it instead of leaving, then it's not going to get like better overnight, but it can be a positive thing. And so that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to get ready and go to a store of some sort, or even to a coffee shop. I know this sounds crazy to the normal person who doesn't understand anxiety, because it is kind of crazy, but it's a real thing. And some people in your life might have it and you don't realize it, and you might just think, oh, she or he's super weird, or they're just rude, or they're just, why don't they talk, or why do they, and you could be dealing with someone with social anxiety or social phobia, and they could be just really nervous or uncomfortable or awkward or not know what to say, or maybe they're probably not mean, they just are dealing with being anxious. So that's just a little side note. So I haven't done a social anxiety video except one on this channel that I've had for over a year now. So I wanted to do one. I want to do lots of them. And I want y'all to let me know if that's something that y'all would like to see. I know it's a lot fewer people that enjoy watching my weight loss journey, but it is something that I want to do to help others to know, it's okay. You're not crazy, because sometimes I think I'm crazy and or going crazy. And so yeah. Anyways, y'all comment below if you deal with this. And sorry, I'm reading Facebook messages. And yeah, y'all comment below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Wish me luck.